Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum, brothers and sisters. Alhamdulillah, this morning I continue to talk on the important subject of religion and belief. Again and again I say it is important because it is for the future. It is a preparation for the future of we facing the day of judgment. As revealed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whoever follow my guidance, no need to worry, no need to feel sad. And my talk had always been reading the Koran as well as Gospel of Barnabas, which we recognize as the Injil or the revelation sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Prophet Jesus alaihi wasallam. So let me recast our mind on what I have read on reading the Quran. Let me spend a minute or two to think about what I had read yesterday. My memory seems to fail this morning. Let me refer to the Quran. Okay. Let's put page 51. Okay, I now remember is the warning that unbelievers, what they are doing, the wealth they have gathered will be of no use. Because the wealth is only temporary, will not be long, that we don't live long on earth, and the time when we die, and that's it. The unbelievers will not be able to enjoy the wealth, and the wealth that they had gathered will be of no help to them. In the day of judgment will be no help to them, because their place will be, and their judgment, they will fail the judgment. because they had not believed the Creator, the God that had created them, and thus will be punished in hell. So what is important, brothers and sisters, is the belief, the Aqidah must be right, and the doing, the Aqidah and the doing must be right in order not to suffer in the life of thereafter. Okay, that complete my recast or mine of reading the Quran, and let me recap our mind on reading the Gospel of Barnabas. And this time I remember Gospel of Barnabas were talking about the end of this world. It's very striking. It mentioned day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, what happened at day 5, day 6. And I remember on the day 15, nothing left except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even the angel die, and when the angel who assigned task to take the life die, then no living thing live at that time, day 15, except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the everly living Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Look like the revelation is very interesting, striking. I'd like to read again, see what happened day by day. Let me read again on the chapter. Let's see. Before that day shall come, great destructions shall come upon the world. So great destruction shall come upon the world, for there shall be war so cruel and pitiless that the father shall slay the son. So at this time, no Muslim live. So before this time, at this time, only unbelievers were around. The believers were no longer around. Allah killed all the believers. He sent down cold wind, and this cold wind kill all the believers, and only unbelievers left on earth. And then at that time came great destruction, so cruel. Father shall slay their son, and the sons shall slay the father, by the reason of faction of peoples. So people were divided into parties. We don't know what parties is it. It could be sport or politics, but he didn't explain what it is. But it will not be longer Muslim believers versus unbelievers, because the believers were not there anymore. So what faction it is, as I tell you, it could be politics or it could be sports, like supporters of football team, one football team to another football team. We don't know what it is, but reason is faction. Therefore the city shall be annihilated. So the faction can also be type of people, races, things like that, or even countries. We don't know. Wherefore the city shall be annihilated, and the country shall become desert. Oh, so big destruction. Such pestilences shall come that none shall be found to bear the dead to burial, so that they shall be left as food for beasts to those who remain upon the earth. Oh, that is war before the end of the world. What weapon were used? We don't know. When the cities will be annihilated. Look like a big bomb is used, missiles, we don't know. God shall send such scarcity that bread shall be valued above gold. Oh, so there was food scarce as well. So must be famine. They shall eat all manner of unclean things. Oh, miserable age. And the people say, I have sinned, have mercy on me, O God. But with horrible voices they shall bless him who is glorious and blessed forever. They shall blaspheme him. Blasphemy means blasphemy is not a good word. It's like associating God with others, unbelievers. After this, as the day draw near, for 15 days shall come, day a horrible sign over the inhabitants of the earth. Okay, this is striking, talking about the 15th day before the end of the world. The first day the sun shall run its course in heaven without light. So the sun no longer give it light, but black as the dye of cloth, and it shall give ground as a father who ground for a son near to death. So the first day is the sun is about to die and no longer giving light. The second day the moon shall be turned into blood. Blood shall come upon the earth like a dew. Oh, so blood everywhere on earth. Like a dew. The third day the stars shall be seen to fight among themselves like enemies, like army of enemies. So the stars will clash each other. The fourth day the stone and rock shall dash each other as a cruel enemy. Even the rock clash each other. That is the fourth day. And the fifth day every plant and herb shall weep blood. A lot of blood on earth. Even the plant and herb weep blood. The 6 days the sea shall rise without leaving its place to hide 150 cubic. So there will be a big tsunami on the 6th day. The 7th day it shall on the contrary sing solo scarcely be seen. So the big rising sea will sink. So it's typical of tsunami where the water retrieve. The 8th day the birds and the animals of the earth and of the water gather themselves close together. Oh, that is the 8th day, the animal close together. All the animals of earth and of water. They shall give forth roars and cry, meaning that they are meeting their death too, all the animals. On the 8th day, on the 9th day, shall be hailstorm so horrible that it shall kill scarcely the 10th part of the living shall escape. So only 10% can escape the hailstorm of the living, meaning that include the animals. The 10th day shall come horrible lightning and thunder, and the third part of the mountain shall split and scorch. Horrible lightning, even the mountain split. That is on the 10th day. 11th day every river shall run backward and shall run blood and not water, so a lot of blood. Even the river turn into blood. The 12th day, every created thing shall groan and cry. So in the 12th day, more death occurred of the living thing, groan and cry. 13th day, the heavens shall be rolled like a book, and shall rain fire, so that every living thing shall die. So on the 13th day, all the living things will die. In the 14th day, there shall be earthquake so horrible that the top of the mountain shall fly through the air like bird, and all the earth shall become plain. So no more mountain. On the 14th day, all land will be flat, the mountain will be just fly through the air like bird. 15th day, the holy angel shall die. So on the 14th day, on the 15th day, God alone shall remain alive. And that is the story of the end of the world, where angel shall die and only God alone shall remain alive. So that is the striking story of before the end of the world. But as I told you, there would be no Muslim left on that day anymore. So alhamdulillah, the Muslim would not face the horrible day before the end of the world comes. Alhamdulillah. So brothers and sisters, now let me read the Quran. So now reading the Quran is page 52, and to get the barakah of this morning, let me read the first sentence in Arabic. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. الذين يقولون ربنا إننا آمنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وقنا عذاب النار صدق الله العظيم. So brothers and sisters, let me read the meaning of the sentences on this page. Sentence 16, that is of people who supplicate, "Oh my God, we really believe and forgive our sin and protect us from the hellfire." Next sentence, Also, people who are patient, people who are truth, people who are loyal, people who spend out his wealth, and people who ask for pardon before the sunrise. So before the sunrise is very early in the morning, at 4 o'clock. Some people woke up and perform prayer in the night, and they ask for forgiveness at night before the sunrise. Next sentence, Allah said, "Verily, there is no God beside Him." The saying also said by the angel and people who had given knowledge that stand on fairness. There is no God beside Him who is powerful and wise. Next sentence, verily, the religion of Allah is Islam. There is no dispute on understanding of people who had given the book. Especially when they were already given knowledge among them. Whoever who is against the revelation of Allah, then verily Allah is quick in counting what they had done or taking action. Later, if they are still against you, Muhammad, say to them, I surrender to Allah and also the people who follow me. And say to the people, Muhammad, to the people who are given the book and people who could not read and write, have you entered Islam? If they had entered Islam, then they are getting the guidance. But if they turn away, then your duty is only to pass the message and Allah sees all His creatures. Next sentence, verily the people who are rebellious to the revelation of Allah and have killed the Prophet without good reason or right reason, and kill the mankind who promote fairness, then send the news to them that is the punishment that is severe. They are the people who make their doing of no value in this world, and the next world they will not be given any health. That's complete my reading on reading the Quran. For brothers and sisters, let me keep this Quran and I continue to read to you on reading Gospel of Barnabas. So we should be reading chapter 54. Let me see the continuation of page chapter 54. So I just require 2 pages just to complete my reading on chapter 54. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. When these signs be passed, there shall be darkness over the world 40 years, God alone being alive, to whom be honor and glory forever. When the 40 years have passed, God shall give life to His messenger, who will rise again like the sun, but resplendent as 1,000 suns. He shall sit and shall not speak, for he shall be as it were beside himself. God shall raise again the 4 angels favor of God, who shall seek the messenger of God, and having found him shall station themselves on the 4 sides of place to keep watch him. Next shall God give life to all angels, who shall come like bees, circling round the messenger of God. Next, God shall give life to all his prophets, following Adam, and shall go and shall everyone to kiss hand of the messenger of God, committing themselves for his protection. And shall God give life to all the elect, who shall cry out, O Muhammad, be mindful of us, and whose cry pity shall awake in the messenger of God, and shall consider what he ought to do, fearing for their salvation. Next shall God give life to every created thing. They shall return to their former existence. By every one shall besides possess the power of speech. Next shall God give life to all the probate, and whose resurrection by reason of their hideous, all the creatures of God shall be afraid, and cry, Let not your mercy forsake us, O Lord our God. After this, God caused Satan to be raised up, and whose aspect every creature shall be as dead for fear of the horrid form of his appearance. May it please God, said Jesus, that I behold not that monster on that day. The messenger of God alone shall not be affrighted by such shape, because he shall fear God only. Then the angel, at the sound of whose trumpet shall be raised, shall sound his trumpet again. Come to the judgment, O creature, for your Creator will to judge you. Then shall appear in the midst of the heaven, over the valley of Jehoshaphat, glittering throne, over which shall come white cloud. Thereupon the angels shall cry out, Blessed be you, our God, who has created us. Save us from the fall of Satan. Then the messenger of God shall fear, for that he shall perceive that none has loved God as he should, for he would get the change. In chain, a piece of gold must have 60 mites. Therefore, if he have but one mite, he cannot change it. But if the messenger of God shall fear, what shall the ungodly do, who are full of wickedness? Okay, that complete my sentence on reading the gospel. What is striking, the first person to be raised up by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then he caused to live the angel after Prophet Muhammad. Then the angel of choice to surround the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then after that, other prophets were caused to rise after, and first Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the angels of choice. Then other prophets mentioned was Adam, and other prophets followed. Let me read again. Next, God shall give life all the reprobates. Oh no, after the give life to his prophet following Adam, and God later God next shall be God give life to all the elect. All the elect mean the good people. It could be the Muslims or the believers, and later God give life to all the reprobates, and lastly God give life to the Satan. So look like the Satan was the last to come to life after all others had been raised. So that's complete my reading of the gospel. Thank you very much for listening.